Last month I went on holiday to Orlando and managed to read quite a few books whilst I was away. So I thought I would do a what I read in the month of March video for you. So let's get into it. The favourite book I read this month was Monsters by Emerald Fennell. The blurb says, 2 children you would never want to meet. The beach, the sea, a body, and then another. A girl, a boy, and a summer holiday unlike any other. I'm pretty sure it's a YA book, but it has adult themes such as, obviously, murder. Both me and my fiancé read this and we both thoroughly enjoyed it, which is saying something because we both have very different tastes. I thought it was really, really gripping. I found it very easy to read, and it was one of those, it kind of starts straight away, it doesn't mess about. This book reminded me of something I could see Wes Anderson doing. I thought all the characters were really unique and interesting, even the slightly more insignificant characters had their own quirks. Since this is a YA fiction book, it kind of starts straight away and it's very kind of easy to get into. The second book I read in March was Louise O'Neill's Asking for It. I wanted to read this book for a long time, but obviously it's not exactly going to be an enjoyable read, so I kept putting it off. The back of this book says, "They're good boys really. This all just got out of hand. It's the beginning of summer, and Emma Donovan is 18 years old, beautiful, happy and confident. One night there's a party. Everyone is there. All eyes are on Emma. The next day she wakes on the front porch of her house. She doesn't know how she got there. She doesn't know why she's in pain, but everyone else does. Photographs taken at the party show in great detail exactly what happened to Emma that night. When I finally got round to it, I didn't find it as difficult as I expected, even though it has incredibly difficult themes such as rape and slut-shaming. It's not difficult to kind of get into. It makes you question a lot of things as none of the characters are particularly likeable, and I think it's a really good book even if you're not a feminist, and I think it's both good for both males and females to read this book. I believe it's a very important one. Completely contrasting the last book I read, I then read Carmen Reed's New York Valentine. This is part of her Annie Valentine series, Love is in the Air. Personal shopper Annie Valentine has a dream job in the heart of fabulous Manhattan. Daughter Lana is lost in the heat of first love. In London, husband Ed faces a scandal at work. What's a girl to do when her true love is in London, but her new love is New York? So like I was saying, very different to the last book I read, but it's enjoyable. It was nice. It's still obviously a very chick flicky read. It doesn't have a whole lot of substance, but as well as dealing with fashion, it does try and deal with different relationships in each book. This one focuses on the relationship of her and with her daughter, and it's set mainly in Manhattan instead of London. But it's an easy read, it's enjoyable, you can't really go wrong with it. I would massively recommend this over the Shopaholic series. This character's not as annoying, whereas Rebecca Bloomwood would do really frustrating things that you just sort of think, why are you doing this? Annie Valentine seems to be a little bit more realistic and mature. The final book I read was by Liane Moriarty, and it's called What Alice Forgot. She'd previously written The Husband's Secret, which I really enjoyed, so I wanted to see what else she had done. This book follows a woman who forgets 10 years of her life when she bangs her head in the gym. Alice Love is 29, crazy about her husband, Nick, and pregnant with their first child. So imagine Alice's surprise when she comes to on the floor of the gym and is whisked off to the hospital, where she discovers the honeymoon is truly over. She's actually 39 years old, has 3 kids, and is getting divorced. The knock on her head has misplaced 10 years. Now Alice must piece together the events of the lost decade. I liked the way you didn't really know where it was going. You were kind of rooting for one guy and rooting for another, and you didn't find everything out until the main character does. So you're sort of in the same mindset as she is. It's probably one of the better chick litty sort of style books that I've read. I thought the characters were all really kind of likeable and interesting. So there's all the books I read in the month of March. I'm planning on reading 3 more books at least in April, so thank you for watching.